Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have another video for you today, and I would like to welcome all of my new viewers and subscribers. If this is your first time, welcome to Lydia's Life After 50 TV. And today we're just going to have another sit down chat with you guys. I am spending a lazy day at home today on Saturday. You know, it started storming this morning, guys, and I just had no intentions of getting out in that weather today. Nothing I really had to do. I just been laying around, listening to music, watching a little Netflix. It was storming so hard this morning. I got up and I made me a cup of coffee and had me some breakfast, and I just have been just chilling. Sometimes it's okay just to have that day where you can just lay in and relax, and that's what I've done all day long. It's probably about, I guess, about 2:30 in the afternoon, and you know, just a lazy day. Sometimes it's good just to let your body relax and not do anything. I think tonight I may go. They have this theater. Well, it's an outdoor amphitheater, and it's called Levitt Shell, and they have some music this evening. It's a free concert that they do, like a summer series in the park, and so I may get out and do that this evening. Take my lawn chair and take me something cool to drink, some water or some Gatorade or something like that, because it's really hot and humid right now in Memphis, and just sit out and listen to some music, just relax my mind, and go do that today. I'm thinking I might do that if the weather holds up. It's sunny right now, but we've been having these scattered storms all day long, so I'm hoping that it holds up. But today, have another topic for you guys. We have been talking about relationships and different things, and I'm constantly growing and learning things about myself and finding peace in my life, finally really getting to a point of peace in my life. And today I was having a conversation with a friend, and some things just kind of clicked. And I love when things click in my mind and I kind of get a full understanding of what, you know, things are. And it's just an eye-opening, and as I call it, an epiphany. And it's great to come to that point of your life where you're understanding things and, you know, getting a clearer view of your path and your life. And one thing that was said today, and that is what I'm talking about, the title of what I'm talking about today: what is for you is for you. You know, I think a lot of times we think when we get in relationships with people and we lose those people, they leave our lives, we feel like we have really lost. And yeah, you feel all of the emotions from that, and you know, physically, you know, mentally, you know, emotionally, you feel it, and you're hurting, and you know, you go through all of these, you know, different transformations. You're angry and all of that. You go through all of that until you can actually get to an understanding and go on with life. But if that person never comes back, it wasn't for you. And I was just sitting and I was thinking about that, because all of our lives are predestined. We already have a path that we're gonna take, and it's written. It's already written. And although a lot of times we have to detour, we have to take side streets, as I call them, you know, side ramps. Sometimes they're dead ends, but we have to take those in life, and those are designed to mold us and to help us to learn and come back and be the person that we're supposed to be. And sometimes those detours can be very, very tough. We learn a lot of times when we detour, you know. And even if your life ends on a detour, that was where it was predestined to go. So a lot of times when I've heard people say, you know, their life ended too soon. But with your life being pre-written, it was already destined. That was already something that, you know, was going to happen in your life, and it happened. And of course, I do believe that God gives us free will. He gives us free will to make decisions. But even when we do that, He already knew we were going to take that choice. So what's for you is for you. So when I think about the losses that I've had in my life, people that have come and go in my life, you know, oftentimes I felt like, wow, you know, if I could just get that person back, you know, if I could just have an opportunity to have that relationship again, you know, you think that, you know, it's something that you can actually work and get. But the only way that it's actually going to come back if it was destined. So with what's for you is for you, it means that when a person exits your life, and if they never come back into your life again, then that wasn't for you. It was not for you. And so that helps me to understand and be okay with my journey. You know, I even felt that way about friends I've had in my life. You know, my very best friend that I had from high school. Well, I've actually had several best friends, but you know, you have girlfriends that you kind of run with more than others, or guy friends that you've hung out with more than others, and your life took a certain journey and you guys, you know, kind of lived, you know, and did things together. And my friend I've often spoke of on here, her name was Regina. And I can talk about it now. It used to be a time when I couldn't talk about that relationship because it hurt so much. But Regina and I had a long history of having a friendship, even from high school through our marriage, having babies, and, you know, just developing this friendship that we've had over time and doing things together. Our lives was intertwined. You know, we did a lot of things together. And I think I hit on it in one video where I talked about how she exited my life because I missed a birthday party of hers. And I was going through a really rough time of my life when my mother was dealing with some very deep and medical and physical, emotional and mental illness. And I had to adjust my life to be able to go home to help her. And I was in the throes of that. I was in the throes of breaking my lease. I got sued by the people that I broke my lease with, you know, after I thought I negotiated that term of agreement, but, you know, they tried to sue me. And I had to leave my job and try to find a job. Luckily, the company I worked for was also in that city, so I was able to find a transfer, but I had to do a job that I really didn't want to do. I had to take a step down in pay. So my life was just thrown up in a whirlwind, like all of a sudden. And went home so that I could be an assistance to my mom. And at that same time that I transferred, it was within the month of her birthday party, which our birthdays were in the same month. And every year for 15 years, we celebrated together. We would take trips everywhere and either have parties at home or with our spouses. We would go to dinner. We did something every birthday. So for the last, I think, 5 years, we had been taking trips like to different cities. We would, you know, plan it every year and take a different, you know, trip to a different city every year. And it was amazing. It was fun. We enjoyed it. And it was just what we did. But she was one of those people who wanted to do like extravagant things. So on her 40th birthday party, she had like a big gala event, and then she had planned to have one on her 50th. But it was never just her birthday or my birthday. It was our birthday. So whenever we traveled, it was our party. It wasn't, you know, her party and my party. But this particular time, her 50th, this was her party. So she planned it, and you know, earlier she had been planning it the year before, and I had every intentions of attending. And I never knew that my life would take this turn, and that the things that happened was going to happen, and I was going to have to adjust my life like it did. So I wasn't able to make the party, but I figured, this is my very best friend. We will fix this. We'll be able to go and celebrate. Let me get settled in here at home, see about my mom, and then maybe we could do something later. I'm going to have to miss this event. And I tried to explain it to her. I was very apologetic. I was very hurt that I couldn't attend. But I never knew that it was going to devastate her to the point where she would stop talking to me. And she left my life for 3 whole years over that party. I sent her a gift, and I actually apologized numerous times. And she made a decision that my reasoning for not coming to her party wasn't good enough. And that the only thing that should have kept me from her party was death. So my mother or whoever, it should have been a death before I would have missed that party, in her opinion. And I thought that was very harsh. I was like, wow, this is my best friend. How would she ever feel this way about me? And so when I sent the gift to her, she sent it back. And that hurt me. She kept the card, but she sent the gift back and said, since you're so in need of money, you know, trying to help your mom and different things like that, take your money and spend it on yourself. So I reached out to her, tried to talk to her. She wouldn't respond. So I sent her an email, and I expressed myself in the email, and I just told her I never thought that this would be something that would end our friendship. And so she sent her feelings back about how she felt I should have missed it, and She deleted me from all of her social media platforms, blocked me and all that stuff. And there went the beginning of this 3-year period where we did not talk. But throughout those 3 years, you know, my heart was just hurting, and I couldn't leave it that way. I wanted to try to make amends for it. So I sent her an email, and I reached out to her just to tell her how I felt and that I loved her because she was like a sister to me. And she responded back. And so after the 3rd year, you know, she reached out to me, and she felt that I owed her for missing it. And I felt that was a little harsh, but I told her, you know, I don't feel that I owe you anything. I apologize to you, and I thought we could work through this. So we started talking a little bit and trying to get our friendship back on track. But you have to think, 3 years had passed. We were different women. Our mindsets were different, and we were never able to rekindle it on the level that it was. In the meantime, you know, my life went on. I had another dear friend of mine that I had been close to over the years. Off and on, we lost touch and things like that. And you guys have met her. Cheryl went on my beach vacation with me. And Cheryl has always been that person that has been that rock, even though we lost touch because she lived in another state. She was married. She had things going on in her life. I had things going on in mine. But we kept in touch, but we would fall off and maybe not talk for a month or 2 or whatever. And we just started back talking, and we just started back, you know, working on our friendship, and we became close confidants. And right now, that is who I consider to be one of my best friends, you know, if not the best friend. And so we, you know, we went on with life. And so after all of this time has passed, you know, Regina and I have not been able to, you know, get that friendship back on track. And then I recently found out that she once again deleted me again because she found out that I hung out with her niece at a function, and I think she felt some kind of way about it. So she deleted me, and I just decided that I was going to let it just ride. I said, what is for me is for me. If it's meant for her to be in my life, she'll be in my life. If it's not meant for her, then that season has passed. People come to your life for seasons, and sometimes it's to teach you something. Sometimes it's for them to learn something. Sometimes it's for somebody else. But whatever the reason, it's for a season. And if our friendship never rekindles at all on any level, that wasn't for me. And that's the same thing with your intimate relationships. If you have a person in your life that you feel you loved and you can't seem to get over them, and they are, you know, going on with life, maybe they're dating somebody else or whatever the case may be. If it's meant for that person to be in your life on that level, it's going to come back around. The universe is going to bring it back around, because what's for you is for you. So my suggestion would be for you to go on and work on you and become the best person you know to be. You know, when you're going through a period of hurt, and especially when it has to do with matters of the heart, that is your time to become the best person you can be. You know, I have gone through a period where I have not dated for a long time, and to find love now is a beautiful thing. It would be a wonderful, beautiful thing, but I can't sit in and just continue to just long after what I've lost or what I feel I've lost. Because if it's meant for me to have, it's going to come back around. The universe is going to bring it back, and it's going to work in the way that it's supposed to work. I watched a movie today, guys, and it was on OWN. And if you guys have not seen this movie, it's a great movie to watch. If you like me, don't have cable, you can download the OWN app onto your Fire Stick or Roku or whatever you have. And the name of the movie is Love Is. And it is a great movie about a couple that met like 20 years ago. It's like in the 1990s, and they met in a coffee shop, and it was just a random thing. The guy's friend was actually interested in this woman, and he was afraid to introduce himself. So while he stepped away to go to the bathroom, his friend got up and introduced himself, and they met, and they kind of had a nice little conversation. And I think the chemistry was there, but they just, you know, shook hands and was like, you know, nice to meet you, and left. And so a year passed, and he ran into her again in another store, furniture store or whatever, and invited her to a concert, a jazz concert. And that was the beginning of their life story. And now they've been married for 20 years. I'm not going to go through it all because you need to watch it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful love story. And when I first initially saw that movie, I was like, his friend was interested in her. So we're thinking that's the destiny of, you know, where she was supposed to go. But little did we know the guy that wasn't even interested in her or trying to meet her was her destiny. And it took them, you know, a whole year to reconnect. And at the time they reconnected, he was actually involved with someone else. And now they have been married for 20 years. And that just goes to show you that what's for you is for you. No matter how you meet a person, and maybe at that time that you meet them, and I'm not suggesting that people that are married, you know, if you met somebody that's married and they, you know, you get involved in their family life, don't do that. I'm not trying to tell you that. I'm just saying single people, if you met somebody, you felt like, you know, wow, that connection was strong, and I think that's for me. God will bring back around what's for you. So don't ever feel like because you met somebody and you felt the connection is strong and you haven't seen them, and maybe won't see them again, that won't come back around. The universe has a way of bringing things together. I think the whole universe is designed for things to work out, even through these rough things that we're seeing that's going on in the world today with our president, politics, you know, immigrants, hungry people, homeless people. Everything is designed for a purpose. And even though it's painful to watch, sometimes you want to ask God, why is this happening? Why are people suffering? Why is these things happening? But God has a divine plan for that. It's a reason for it all. And it's to teach us things. And we're supposed to learn through things. We're supposed to grow through those things. And we're supposed to love through those things. So if there's someone that you love, that you feel like God has designed for you, and you don't understand why it's just not connecting and it's not happening yet, just be patient, guys. Maybe or maybe not. It might be for you, and maybe it may be, maybe or maybe not. But what is for you is for you. That's relation to your jobs, careers. You know, if you're a person that's longing to be a mom or a father, you know, whatever it is that you're desiring to be, just stay the course. You just got to continue to learn more about it. Keep pushing. Don't give up. Be prayerful. Stay on your knees and pray about it. You know, I have begun meditating because I have a real problem with anxiety and stress. And I'm a person who carries the load of a lot of things. I'm that strong person in the family that mediates. And sometimes I feel alone, like there's no one there for me. I don't have anyone that I can lean on, anyone that I can talk to. And so I had to find a balance of how to deal with the anxieties that I have. And so I picked up a couple books that I downloaded to my Kindle, and I've started reading about meditating. And I'm going to actually really get involved in what real meditation is, because what I thought meditation was is really not. And you have to learn how to really actually do that. You can learn to meditate and concentrate, to focus, how to work on anxiety, but you got to have your whole mind involved in it. So I'm learning how to do things that's going to help me to work on my anxiety and my stress and my patience, so that whatever it is that I'm desiring to do with my life, where is it I'm trying to go with my life, that I can have the patience to wait on it. Because what's for me is for me. And nobody can take that away from me. So whatever the world, whatever the universe has designed for Lydia is for Lydia. And I just have to have the patience to wait. And that's in anything that I'm trying to do, whether it's my career path, whether it's my love life, whoever it is, you know, out there. And I'm not going to say that my heart has not ever been where I really long for someone, because a lot of times I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why this person ain't doing this? Why they not saying the right things? But what's for me is for me. So maybe that person has to grow. You know, if that's where you are in life, maybe that person needs to grow. But while you're waiting, or whatever you're doing, work on you. Make sure you're the best person that you can be in that relationship. And don't sit around feeling sorry for yourself, because maybe that's not for you. And I think whoever it is, the universe and the Lord is going to bring it right back around to you. So just have patience. But we need to be working on ourselves. And while you're doing that, the best way to do that is to make sure that you're working to make sure you're trying to make this world a better place, not only for yourself, but for the lives of others. We got to love other people and care about this world. So that's very important. So that's all I have today, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Please share this video, and if you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you will know when I upload a video. And I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on next week. Love you guys, and remember, peace and love. Goodbye. See you soon, guys.